Right, I don't know if any of you or many of you have seen the article in on Birmingham Live last week about me and about going from cardiac arrest to running a marathon to having an ICD and all the recovery that's gone involved to get me to where I am now. Um, but I was really pleased that I did that article because I really want to get the message out there to people who have had an incident like mine that you don't need to go and wrap yourself up in cotton wool. You don't need to live in fear. We have a great medical system, great technology now. Arguably, with my ICD, I'm the safest person in most rooms because anything happens to my heart, I have a built-in backup. I'm not running around to find a defib. But also, you know, it was a good insight for people into my psychology, why I am, why I sometimes come across as maybe overly passionate towards charity. Maybe some of you think, oh God, here he is asking for money again. But to go from less than 1% chance of survival to being able to do these things and make a difference. I am not a religious person. Anyone who knows me closely will know that. I can't help but smile as I say it, but I do believe when it's not your time, it's not your time, and I do think I've got to make the most of that second chance. I've got to give back where I can. I've built a company to a size where we can help the community, we can give a percentage of our profits, we can spend staff wages on spending time doing charity work because ultimately that's what we do. I have three members of staff that support me with our foundation. They spend a lot of time at work working on the foundation, which is obviously all paid for by the company. So not only do we put the profits, it is that time too. We have the reach of some cracking clients that really support us and suppliers that help us along with that. Um, I've now joined the Action Coach community and a few of them got involved in Snowdon, which is great to see. The more businesses and more people we can get involved, the bigger impact and the more long-term improvements we can make for people. We donated 38.5 grand last year, and the target is to hit 50 this year. It's not going to be easy. I can't do it without your support. Um, People have said to me, God, isn't it like a second job? It is at times, but one I'm probably equally as passionate about as my main job. You know, I could say that because we're not a PLC with loads of shareholders that would want me to be removed, but it, I get just as much reward out of things we do for charity as I do from winning a big client and growing my business and making more money. In fact, the main reason I want to grow the business is because it allows us to do more good and help more people. So um, I just wanted to put this video out, and I will put the link to the article. But I want you to share that. I want you to share that with people who have had medical difficulties, have recovered, but are kind of struggling to go back to trying to live a normal life. I'm not going to lie, I had a lot of counselling sessions. I could not get myself back in the gym. I couldn't get over the fact that I didn't feel invincible. I couldn't get over the fact that, when I did get back in, I started cardiac recovery and then that got cancelled because of the joys of COVID. And then when I got back in the gym, my defib settings was wrong and it shot me 8 times in 3 minutes. That's an experience I'll never forget. That really hurt. Um, couldn't complete a sentence while trying to call my wife to tell her what was going on, and that scarred me for a while. And I really thank the counsellor that I hired, and I saw her weekly for quite a time, because she's got me to where I am now. So I don't see her anymore, but I have no doubt there will be times I lapse, I suffer, I need to go back for help, and people need to do that where and when they can to get to be able to just live as normal life as possible. Um, anyway, I'm waffling on. I'm probably boring you, but I do think it is that if this just gets to one person that needs the help, needs to hear this, then it's worthwhile me bearing my soul. Thanks for listening. As I say, link to the article will be in the description. Speak to you all soon.